And my food's done. I grab it and I start like walking home. And then like, as I'm walking away, he's like still looking at me like out of the corner of his eye. And I'm like, man, that guy's a fucking freak. What's going on? Later that night, after show and I have dinner, I go live and I'm streaming away. A couple of hours later, this dude comes in. He's like, hey, were you up at Gala? And then you went to go get chips and it's out here. I was like, dude, like, you were looking at me like a serial killer. Like, why didn't you just come say hi? And he was like, oh, I was nervous. I was like, why? Just say hi. It would have been way less weird if you had just said hi to me.
Hey, she's a beauty.
All right. Welcome to Tarducks, a podcast for content creators to come on, share their stories, experiences, advice. And today I have a legend. I have Tweak. Welcome.
Hello. God, I didn't press my button. Hello. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. Hello, everyone.
Excellent. All right. So what we do is we start things off with 3 rapid questions just to get the juices flowing. So are you ready?
Oh God, 3 rapid questions. All right, let's do it.
Well, they don't turn into rapid questions, I guess, here, because some of the answers prolong, but it's all good. It's just to get things going. So, all right,
Okay.
Last movie or TV show you and Show watched?
Me and Show watched. Oh wow. Okay, so we were watching Supernatural. We're almost finished with that. That's our second time watching it.
Oh shoot! All right, cool. All right, so you're going out to your favorite place to eat. What are you ordering?
Oh, curry. Chicken,
nice.
chicken vindaloo,
Yeah.
garlic and coriander naan bread. We got some French fries and Papa Doms. Oh,
nice.
Oh, very good.
All right, and best Christmas ever.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Think on this one.
Oh my God, best Christmas ever. Oh my God. Well, one Christmas I do very fondly remember was I was a much younger boy. My parents got me. I used to have this like really terrible like little 10-inch like box TV.
Yeah.
And I used to use that for all my gaming and everything back when the what are those cables called?
SCART.
The SCART cables. Yeah, holy shit, the SCART cable era of gaming. And one Christmas they surprised me and they got me this 32-inch Sony TV.
Yeah.
And I had a very good childhood. They also got me the Xbox with Halo.
Oh, sweet.
And that one always sticks out in my mind.
Yeah.
So that was a very, very good Christmas.
Excellent. Awesome. All right. So who's Tweak? First of all, love the logo. Logo's great. And where does the name come from?
The name literally just comes from South Park, the character Tweak. I when I was younger, like I've had this name since like Xbox 360 online days, and then like before that would have been Steam.
Yeah.
I always had the name Tweak.
All right.
And it was pretty much just because I liked the character in South Park. I thought he was funny.
Yeah.
And I just said, you know what? That's a funny name. I'll take that.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah. No crazy story. Just I like South Park.
That's nothing wrong. It's amazing how long that show's been going, and it's not slowing down at all. It's great.
No, like they're on like season like 25 or some shit. Like what?
And the stuff they do, it's just like holy crap, they get away with it. And it's just it's so over the top.
One of my favorite clips I've ever seen is Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the 2 creators of South Park, are being interviewed, and the interviewer says to them, "Is like, so you guys get like sued a lot by like celebrities and corporations and stuff like that, and how do you guys deal with that? And like, do you have any fear that it's going to end the show or whatever?" And they said, well, yeah, we do get sued a lot, but as long as, we can keep paying the lawyers with what we're making from the show will go on. And until that point, South Park, will keep going.
Oh,
so that's just, I just thought that was hilarious. They're just not phased at all.
Oh, man. All right. So you got a big move to Texas coming up. How's that coming along?
So it's been like, damn near like a 2-year process. Obviously, COVID had a big impact on the amount of time that it would take to get over there and get all that working. So we finally got our visas like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Jesus, when was that? we got our visas in. Oh, it was like a month ago. It was like September, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Time is weird. And we had the movers come a couple of weeks ago. They came and packed up all our stuff in the apartment for the most part.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're heading there end of this month.
Holy
so
crap.
It's been a long time in the works, a lot of money put into it, and it's finally, we're ready to like step on the plane and head on over,
Now, Pepp tells me you have never even been to Texas before. So what made you pick Texas and come to the US?
So yeah, we had planned on going to Texas. We were going to go visit Baddie.
Yeah.
But again, during COVID, there was like a period of time where I think like America's borders were basically closed just in general. There was no like tourism. There was no nothing. You just couldn't go. And then after that, we got really unlucky because there was actually certain countries, within Europe that could travel there. But the Irish were on a no-fly list.
Oh.
We could not go because we had so many cases over here, I guess.
God.
So we actually never got a chance to go there before we moved.
Yeah.
Because that was the plan. We were going to check the place out before we moved there.
Because the temperature in Texas versus Ireland. I come from Newfoundland, so your temperature is close to what I grew up with. It is nowhere near Texas.
Oh, no. Like our hottest summers would be like an average Texas day.
Yeah.
I feel like. So thankfully enough, we're moving there, October, November, December, January. We kind of have those few months to sort of get adjusted before the heat starts absolutely melting us. But yeah, we just decided, screw it, let's go. Because a lot of our friends moved there.
Yeah.
And all the guys are in San Antonio. Yeah. And I'm looking to kind of expand into like doing, like IRL content and like gun content. And, basically just finally being around other people like in the same space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's we're very isolated here, myself and Show in Ireland. There's not a lot of people that do it other than Pepp.
Yeah.
And he's like a 3-hour drive away from us, so it's a pain in the ass to go see him.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just it's going to be nice just to have a social life again. Finally, it's important.
Well, I had Mr. Gibbon on a while ago, and he said during COVID, like things were really strict for you guys. Like you couldn't even go like 2 kilometers was the max you could travel.
Oh, dude, I remember that rule, and I just remember like because my mom she's like a 25-minute drive away from me.
Yeah.
So she was obviously outside of that range.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, I grabbed the keys to my car, got in the car, and the show was like, what if the guards stop you? I was like, I'm going to tell them to fuck off. I'm going to go visit my mom. Like, what?
Right.
You know what? Like, dude, like, you couldn't leave your county.
That's crazy.
And she's, like, the next county over. And I was just like, I just don't care. Because, like, first of all, they had the lockdown where everything was closed. Mm-hmm. And we were basically told, stay indoors, don't do anything. And, like, Show and I didn't leave our apartment for months.
Oh, my God.
Like, dude, I'll tell you something really funny. I still can't believe I did this, but I was very freaked out about COVID because I'm asthmatic. Yeah. And I was really afraid to get it. And back then it was like, oh, if you have asthma and you get COVID, you're going to die. You're going to fucking die, dude. That's it. There's no helping you. So I was so freaked out by this. Like when we would order takeout food. Yeah. We live on like the 3rd floor of an apartment block. Yeah. So I had a bag with a rope tied to it. And I swear to God, I lowered the bag from the balcony. And then the delivery driver would be like, looking up at me going, what? Put the food in the bag? I'd be like, yeah, put it in the bag. And he'd put the food in the bag. I'd hoist it up. And then I'd go eat my takeout. Because this all started as well when I heard from one of my other neighbors, who happened to be one of the delivery drivers. Yeah. He told me that my downstairs neighbors had it. Oh. So I didn't even want to leave because I got to like touch doors, you know, to like get out of the block or whatever. So I was like, well, guess we're trapped. Well, time to use the bag.
Yeah. Nobody knew how bad it was going to be. And you hear, people dying. So yeah, you did what you had to do.
It was scary. Like, funnily enough now, I am a 3-time COVID champion right now. I've had it 3 times.
Oh my God.
And it sucks. It definitely sucks. It's definitely not a nice thing to have, but well,
at least you had it. You know what it's like, and hopefully it's behind us now.
Yeah.
So now, what are you going to miss most when you leave the rock?
You see, I really like living here. I love Ireland. And like, yeah, the weather sucks here. It's terrible. I like the city I live in a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I basically grew up in this city
Nice.
because my mom's side of the family is actually from here. So spent a lot of time as a kid in the city with my mom when she was like visiting her sisters and stuff. But I mean, I'm gonna miss most, like, obviously family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is not an easy trip. Like, it's not like we're going to somewhere in Europe where you can jump on a plane and be home in 2 hours.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, for some places, obviously Europe's pretty big.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, family, and I mean, I'm gonna miss my city. You know, I'm accustomed to
Your
being
home.
here. I know where everything is. Yeah, it's like it's my home. You know, I've never lived anywhere outside of Ireland. So it's kind of scary because it's not only is, you know, the whole temperature thing going to be enormously different, but also like culturally, it's insanely different over there. Like it's you know something I've never ever experienced, and
Texas has its own sort of uniqueness to it as well. So it's it's culture shock, everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, but it's also hella fucking scary at the same time. But I mean, you know what? I also look at it like I'm coming up on 30 now this month. I was like, this is a good time to just fucking send it.
Yeah,
see what happens. And you know what? Like, and the thing is too, if it doesn't work out, you can always come home.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, that's just the way it is. So it's I need to be a little bit more calm about the move. Kind of freaking out recently over it, but you know.
Well, it is big, but at the same time, like you said, you know, you're 30, do it now. You have, you know, there's no kids, nothing like that. You can always come home.
Yeah, just send it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pull the trigger, man.
Yeah. And you know, the nice thing about, you know, my wife lived there for a year or so. We've been down there a bunch of times. It's super friendly. People are awesome. It's like where I'm from, you know, I describe people to people like, you know, if you're from Newfoundland, that friendliness we have is what you get down south. The southern hospitality, it is great.
Yeah, I've heard that. I think just one of the things that, like, Show in particular, she's like quite nervous about this.
Yeah.
And like I kind of am too, because we're not really in with that side of the culture just yet. But
yeah,
it's going to be odd to just be in Texas and walking around and knowing everybody has a gun.
It's a little bit different. Yep.
and the thing that kind of made me a little bit more calm about this was when we were at PAX in Boston.
Yeah.
And I think I was talking to, I think it might have been Donut or one of the other guys about it, but I was saying, yeah, it's going to be weird because, you know, everybody there is going to be armed. They're like, dude, you're in Boston. Like, there's probably people walking around everywhere here that have guns on them too. And I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. I was like, oh, well, you know, same thing, I guess. Yeah. I love Boston, so.
Oh, Boston's a great city. Give me Boston over New York any day of the week.
Yeah, the first time I was there, I said, I could live here.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I just felt very at home there. Yeah. It was very nice.
Excellent. All right. So now, how did you get here today? What did you do before you first hit that go live button? What's your background?
Oh, God. So, in 2010, I started doing games design and software development in college.
Okay.
And I was there for 4 years. I failed first year, like, twice. Oh, no, I think I failed it once, and then I failed second year, and then I got into third year, and then I dropped out, and I was like, you know, this is just not for me. Yeah. And that is where I met Show. So Show and I have been together since 2010. It's actually our 12-year anniversary coming up soon.
Holy cow!
Which is crazy to think of or think about. So I went from when I was going to college there, I started doing YouTube again.
Yeah.
But every time I would start doing YouTube, something would happen in my life where I couldn't like continue it.
Yeah.
I won't get into the details because it's sad, but it's I don't want to like bring the whole vibe out of the podcast.
This is your podcast. This is your story, man. It's your origin story. We're going to make a movie out of it one day.
No, it was just like my friend, one of my best friends, he got cancer and he didn't make it, unfortunately. And then after that, when I dropped out of that college, my dad got sick.
Oh, no.
He got cancer as well. and it was like his, I guess you could say, like dying wish that he wanted me to go under the wing of one of the family friends who was, she was like head of the science department in one of the colleges that I went to. So she like took me in. I went to college there. I made it to third year, and I was so depressed. I was so miserable, and the only reason I was doing it was because, like, okay, this is what my dad wants me to do.
Yeah,
it's basically like his dying words, you know what I mean, kind of thing. And I just got to a point where, like, I sat down with my mom at the kitchen table. I very much like remember this conversation, and I was sitting on one end, she was sitting on the other, and I said to her, "Mom, if I keep doing college, I'm going to kill myself."
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't joking. I was miserable. I hated it.
Yeah.
I was so unhappy. And like, Sho would even attest to this too, because she was living out of my mom's place at the time too, while I was going to college there.
Yeah.
And I was a very different person back then. Like, I was not dealing with my stuff, and like, it was very bad. I was in a very bad place.
Yeah.
And I said to her, "Look, there's a thing I want to do. And it's going to involve, I need an apartment. And luckily enough, my family has an apartment here. This is the apartment I'm living in now."
Wow.
So I was very lucky, because at my mom's house, there was no internet really. We had like 2 megabyte download and 0.3 megabyte upload. So obviously, you know, can't stream with that.
Yeah.
So I asked her, I was like, "Can Sho and I move into this apartment? And basically, I need a loan. I need you to help me buy this computer," because I had no money at the time. Like, I was fully reliant on my mom at the time. And I was like, "Give us 2 years. If it doesn't work out, I'll go get a job. I'll do whatever. But I just want 2 years to see if we can make this work, because I think I can do it. And Sho wants to do it with me, and she wants to help me, and like, we're going to work on it together and see what happens." And thankfully enough, because of my mom allowing us to stay here rent free, like out of her own pocket. Like, my mom was great for a long time. Like, obviously, because when we first started, we weren't making any money.
Right.
I had a part-time job where I was working in a vape shop, and then Sho was kind of the same thing. And we were so broke. We were so broke. So like, my mom like paid our electricity bills when we couldn't afford it. She bought us groceries when we couldn't afford it.
Oh my God.
We used to go out to the house, and she'd have like dinner made for us and everything. And like, dude, she was the best. If it wasn't for my mom, like, I wouldn't be here. She was so supportive of the two of us, and it was great. So thankfully, you know, after the 2 years, we were already doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been like paying her back and like helping her out with stuff, like wherever I can. And so it's been nice. She went from supporting us to now
you're helping
like
her.
helping her out as much as I can, you know. So
what a great lady.
That's kind of the journey without all the super nitty gritty details. That's kind of the basics of it.
Holy crap, that's awesome to have such a support structure around you, you know, with Sho and your mom to do. That's, you know, that's how a lot of the people who've made it have done it, is just having a good support ring around them.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I've said this a bunch on stream. Like, if it wasn't for my mom, shout outs to Mama Twizzler. Yeah, like, I don't know where I'd be now.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'd be doing. I don't know where I'd be. Maybe I'd still be working in the vape shop. I don't know.
Oh my God. Well, we're glad you're here, man. You're definitely entertaining, and you found your niche.
Thank you. I'm very, very much glad to be here too.
Twizzler. Where does Twizzler come from? Because first time I heard that was Pepp called you Twizzler and Deadly Doodles. It's like, where does he make this stuff up? So
Pepp, as you know, is a very entertaining man, and he has an imagination that just has absolutely no limits to it. Mm-hmm. And so when Pepp and I, did Pepp tell you the story of how we met?
No.
Okay, so I might as well start with that, because it's kind of funny. So back when I first started streaming, I used to stream like PUBG and League of Legends, and then at one point I got into streaming Diablo 3.
Yeah.
Because for some reason I thought that would be a good idea. And it wasn't. It was a really stupid idea. Nobody watches Diablo 3 on Twitch. No one cares. So at this point, I had, like, you know, the Twitter, the Instagram, and all that stuff like all made up, and ready to go and stuff. And Show was on the Twitter page one night, and she was looking for other Irish streamers. So we found like a couple of people, and then she found Pepp.
Yeah.
And she followed him. And at the time, Pepp just so happened to be looking for other Irish creators as well.
Oh, okay.
So he saw that we followed him, checked my profile, saw I was an Irish streamer, and at the time clicked on the link because he saw I was live.
Yeah.
And he came in. We were chatting. You know, he was just talking to me. It was like me, one of my viewers, Alucard, who was like just in my stream like every day forever. Shout out to Alucard. And then there was Cho, our tablet, another laptop in the apartment. So we had like 4 or 5 viewers, just, you know, and 4 of them being us.
Right. Yeah.
And then Pepp came in, and he was saying like, you know, it's just like, what's up? You know, how's it going? And we were just chatting away. And then he was like, so like, what's your like goal with Twitch or whatever? And I was like, well, I kind of want to make it, you know, my job. I want to try and, you know, live off this. Is something I've always wanted to do. And, you know, yeah, I want to try and make this work. And he basically types in chat, he's like, what the fuck are you doing streaming Diablo 3? And he says, come here, go download Escape from Tarkov and come play it with me next week. And
no way.
I was sitting there going, what the fuck is Tarkov? And why the fuck? Why do I want to play that? I was like, oh, fine. So I went and I bought Tarkov, and the next week we played together. And ever since I've been, I was playing Tarkov. So it's all because of Pepp.
That is such a great story. And it's such a thing Pepp would do.
Yeah, absolutely. Pepp is, man, Pepp's the man. I tell people this all the time. If it was never for Pepp, because that was such a big thing for me.
Yeah.
That's really where like I caught like all my growth and all my, I guess all my success, and like met all my friends. And yeah, if it wasn't for Pepp just popping in that one day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that is such a great story.
Yeah, I just had, I think, my 62-month resub to Pepp the other day.
Wow. Holy crap.
Yeah, so that'll just tell you the time frame we're looking at here.
And now over the years, have you guys gotten together a bunch of times and, you know, beers and just, you know, shot the shit in real life?
So funnily enough, now this might not be true anymore, but there was a point in time where we had actually met each other more at cons in the States than we had actually met up in Ireland.
Oh my God.
But since then, this was last weekend, I met Pepp. He came down with his girlfriend, and Gibbon came out with us.
Oh, no way.
And also the community manager from Hunt Showdown.
Yeah.
He's actually from the town I'm from.
Oh, no way.
So I met him at the Hunt party in Amsterdam. And he texted me. He was like, hey, I'm back in Ireland for, you know, a week or two. Do you guys want to meet up? So I got everybody together, and we went out for a meal, and then went out for some drinks. Yeah. And then Pepp, Cho, myself and his girlfriend went out and got brunch then the next day before they headed back home. Yeah. So yeah, we've probably at this point met up more times in Ireland, I would say, than in the States. But yeah, we always, like, when we go to cons, like, we usually like stay together and rent with our friends and stuff like that. Yeah, we met up quite a few times. God, I couldn't count, but yeah, many times.
Now, were you part? He shared a story with me, and I'm wondering if you were part of this on stage playing with a team of kids. Pepp described them as Ritalin kids playing Fortnite.
Oh,
and
Jesus
you guys,
Christ!
the Twitch rivals, and he goes, "My buddies were hungover. We haven't even loaded up the game."
Oh, dude, that was a bad day to be in existence. So, yeah, the night before, we had many drinks. And we were asked. I didn't even know who asked us. They were like, you want to play Fortnite at Twitch Rivals with pay? And I was like, sure, fine. Yeah, free money? Sure. And yeah, we were like just sitting in like the waiting room, and it was like me, Pepp, Baddie, and... Was it just me, Pepp, and Baddie? I'm gonna feel really bad if I'm leaving somebody out of this. Oh my God, I'm so sorry if I'm leaving somebody out. But we were like sitting in the back room, just like drinking coffee and just like looking around at all these like literal, probably multi-millionaire Fortnite professional kids that are like 14, 15 years old. Oh my God. All drinking their G Fuel. Yeah. And just absolutely ready to go out and just shit on all of us. We I think I managed to shoot somebody once. Yeah. And then he like built the Empire State Building in front of me, like that. And then that was about all I could do.
Yeah. Oh my
but yeah,
god.
it was good. It was good crack though.
Yeah.
You know, I will admit, like from a group of people that have never played Fortnite, I feel like we did well. We weren't in dead last place. Other teams got knocked out before we did, so I'll take it.
Did you ever see the movie Dodgeball?
Of course.
All right. So this is what I picture you guys up against the kids dodgeball team that were like, I think they were Girl Scouts. I was like, that's
that's literally it. Yeah, except the Girl Scouts were hopped up on G Fuel and Adderall and whatever else they're taking. Little performance enhancing bastards.
Oh, that is awesome. Oh my god. So now, when did gaming start for you? Was it, before the Xbox? Was the Xbox really your first jump into gaming?
So funny story. I have admired your room, and I have seen your Return of the Jedi poster. I've also seen your Stormtrooper helmets and your, oh my god, the Boba Fett ship. And dude, I love your room.
Hang on.
I love it.
I got this for my son years ago.
Yo, that's badass. I love it. Yes. That's so sick. But the poster reminded me that back in my very, very early gaming days as Baba Twizzler, I had an SNES.
Yeah.
It was my brother's, and I think at the time he was just kind of over playing games.
Yeah.
So like he was like, here. I was like, okay, I'll play this. And with that, I had a couple of games. So I had Super Street Fighter.
Yeah.
The classic.
Mm-hmm.
I also had Cool Spot, which some people may remember. Very, very old platformer, but very fun. And then with those, I also had Super Star Wars.
That's a classic.
The favorite of mine being Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Which was very difficult, but very, very fun. And those are some of my earliest memories of playing games. Was I had episode 4, the Star Wars game, and then we had episode 2 as well, and episode 3. I found 2 of the cartridges when I was at my mom's house the other week, and I was thinking, like, where's the other one? And just like, we had loads of other games. I just don't remember over the years like where they went.
Yeah,
I just lost through the system, I guess.
Oh shoot.
But that's some of my earliest memories. Besides, I remember watching my brothers playing. They had another console. Was it like a Commodore 64?
That's a computer.
That was the computer?
Yeah.
They had this one where it was like quite a big box and it took tapes.
Oh, okay. So you had like the VIC-20, the Commodore 64. You had like the ColecoVision or the Atom. There's the old school computer games were cassette tapes.
Yeah, it might have been a Commodore, but I remember watching my brothers playing. God, I think it might have been Castlevania, and then they had some version of Tetris. I was watching them play it, and then I guess the SNES would have been my first introduction, and then after that I got the Nintendo 64, and then there was the GameCube, the Dreamcast, the PlayStation 1, 2, Xbox,
you were
and
hooked.
all that. Yeah, I was hooked, and ever since then, I don't know what age I was, but basically as far back as I can remember, I've been holding a controller or a mouse and keyboard. Yeah.
Now, over the years, what has been like a couple of your favorite games that they just you love to still go? You would still go back and play them if you could.
Oh, I can give you like a top 5.
Sure.
That would be okay. So the first one is going to be many games, but if I were to list them all, it would be my entire top 5. So any game made by From Software. So Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
All those games. I literally have tattoos of them. I've got the Hunter's Mark from Bloodborne. I've got 1 second.
Oh wow.
That's Lady Maria from the Bloodborne DLC.
That is awesome.
That's my biggest tattoo.
Yeah.
I was supposed to get more of it done, but COVID.
Yep.
At the time, my tattoo artist was out of commission for a while. So yeah, those games probably my number 1 favorites. And then Quake 1, I also have.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Yeah, Quake 1 is one of my favorites. Luigi's Mansion, I have a tattoo of Luigi with the Hoover on my leg. The original Luigi's Mansion game, I love it. Super Mario Sunshine, Subnautica, Super Mario 64 as well. I loved that game. I played it on like every platform it was available on.
Yeah.
I mean, GoldenEye 007 back in the day. Super awesome game. Man, the list just goes on and on. I've already listed more than 5.
Oh, that's all right. And now, when did you jump into PC gaming?
So I remember I had this laptop. It was a HP HDX 18, I think it was. And this was like my first good laptop. And it had an NVIDIA GeForce 9600 GT graphics card or some shit like that. And on that, I used to play this one game called Ghostmaster, which is super old. Probably nobody knows what it is, but still one of my favorite games as well. And then I used to play like Age of Empires, and then like I did at some time play World of Warcraft on it for a bit, and then I was at that time I was kind of mostly into like Xbox 360. I used to play a lot of Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. Those were like my main games for a long time because I played them like competitively, like with my friends. And then the real, I would say like the real time I got into PC gaming was when I went to college.
Yeah.
I got an Alienware laptop.
Oh, nice.
That I used for years. And on that, I used to play League of Legends, PUBG.
Yeah.
H1Z1.
Yeah.
Good God. Yeah. lot of games were played on that laptop, and it lasted me a long time. I still have it. It's in my closet over there. One of the big red chunky ones that weighs like 30 pounds.
and can heat an apartment probably.
Literally. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, it could literally be a space heater.
Any games you're looking forward to coming out? Yeah, I saw you've been playing Marauders. What's your take on that?
Oh, Marauders is fun. Yeah, it's a lot of people are coming in and saying, "Oh, is this game gonna kill Tarkov?" And you know the usual shit that people say. You know, same thing when like Cycle came out.
Yeah.
But for me, Marauders it's quite simple at the moment. Look, I'm not gonna say it's like the best game ever. It's fun. It's really fun, and it's something that you can just kind of pick up and get into with some buddies. It's not like super high stakes like Tarkov. Yeah, if you die, you lose your stuff, but it's fairly easy to get it back.
Yeah.
You know, the economy system and the looting systems very much like I would say in its infancy for Marauders. So anybody watching this that hasn't played it yet, give it a try with some friends. You'll have a good time, but don't expect it to be something insane. You know what I mean? But it's been a lot of fun, and I recommend it to everybody. It's not even like sponsored or anything. It's just I just think it's a fun game to play every now and again.
Yeah. I like the concept. I like that having that ship concept as going out and doing some sort of a different engagement rather than just straight up, PvP, run, what you have in a Tarkov type world.
Oh, yeah, because like when you load in, you're in your ship and you can fight other ships. You can actually breach other ships, which is cool. So you can like PvP before you get to the main area, because I think a lot of the charm of the game would kind of be gone if you just kind of spawned in the space station.
Yeah.
You know, it's something extra, and it's quite fun. Like, you know, we've had some cool like space battles and like breaching people. It's led us like some fun moments, so it's unique in that regard.
Yeah.
But I would say like, God, man, give that game like a year, and it'll be really cool. Like it's really cool now, but like I'd say they're going to do some awesome stuff with it, which is exciting. I hope the devs do well from it, and the game has been received really well.
It has.
Like people love Marauders.
Yeah.
Which is great to see. Anything like Tarkov, where it's like an extraction shooter with, you know, quote unquote high stakes and, you know, kind of hardcore. It's sort of one of those things where if you're having a bad day at Tarkov, you can go play Marauders, or you can go, you know, play another extraction shooter, which is nice. You're still within kind of the genre, you know?
Definitely. Yeah, they've got a good foundation there, and it's going to be interesting to see what they can build off that.
Yeah, no, great foundation. And I wish the devs well. I hope everything goes great, and good luck with the rest of the development, I suppose.
Yeah. Now, any games you're looking forward to coming out?
So I have a feeling, now this might just be the tinfoil hat wearing little fecker that I am in my head, but I think that when the Game Awards roll around, we're maybe going to get an announcement for the DLC for Elden Ring.
Oh, okay.
So I am very excited about that. I looking for any excuse to go back and play that.
Yeah.
Also, the Callisto Protocol, which is, look, let's face it, lads, it's Dead Space, but made by, I think it's like a portion of the devs from the original Dead Space are making that.
Yeah.
And it's very much a claustrophobic space horror shooter, really gory, like just gnarly, you know, game. And I think that's going to be dope. So I'm looking forward to playing that.
Excellent.
Other games, bit of a controversial one. I'm like kind of excited to see what DMZ is going to be, the new
Yes.
COD game mode.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more so like morbid curiosity
Yeah.
than I think it's actually going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll give it a try. I'm curious. I'm always curious to see when a AAA dev is going to try and do something Tarkov-esque.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because-
we had that tease with Battlefield. Remember they were talking about they're going, and then it's like, oh, okay, that was short.
Yeah. And then did that ever even get released? That Tarkov like game mode? Did it even come
but
out?
It wasn't very good.
I don't think I've ever even seen it. I don't think I've heard a single person talk about it, or like or anybody like streaming it or playing it or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like the main thing for me in my head is, okay, the more AAA devs we get making games that are akin to Tarkov, you know, the more competition there is, the
Absolutely.
more, you know, other cool games that we have to play and stuff. And I'm just curious to see what Call of Duty's take's going to be on it, because I say this a lot and people are like, nah, man, whatever. And like, there's a reason that Call of Duty is the most successful FPS of all time. It's because they make great games.
Yep.
And they're fun.
Right.
And
That's
you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you just mindless pick up and play and
Yep.
play with your friends and have a good time. Like, some of my fondest memories are playing like Call of Duty 4 back in the day.
Yeah.
Or like World at War and like Modern Warfare 2. Like, those are like some of my golden years of like
Yep.
online multiplayer games. And maybe it's just like the EFT community. We've all kind of developed a bit of a complex, you know, especially when it comes to like, oh, what, you play Fortnite? What the hell? What's wrong with you, dude? Oh, you play COD? Dude, that's cringe. I play Tarkov, man.
Yeah.
You know, we wear like a badge of honor or whatever for some reason, but
No, but you're right with the COD thing. Like, some of my bigger memories or best memories are, you know, playing Black Ops 2 and just gun game, private matches, and we'd set it to, if you get stabbed, you go back 10 spaces. So you'd have a gun game that would last an hour, but it was just so much fun.
oh, dude, it was great times, man. I even remember on Rainbow Six back in the day, we used to play this game called Mike Myers, which was super fun. So basically, what we did was everybody turned their brightness down to 0,
Oh my
except
God.
the killer, who could have his brightness on like 3 or something.
Yeah.
But we could all use night visions and he couldn't. And then what we'd do is the killer would stay at the start of the map and then we'd all go hide.
Yeah.
And it was like a big game of like
Oh
hide
my
and seek
God.
with, and he was the only one who was allowed to shoot us or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my
Um,
God.
And God, I just remember like having so much fun with that. But yeah, oh man, good times. Good times. God damn. I don't know why I just remembered that. But
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, well, the good thing about DMZ, or I think it's DMZ, it's going to be free, so we don't even have to buy the main game. Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought oh Jesus, I don't like that idea.
Yeah.
Mostly because of the like, dude.
Yep.
I hate to say this, but like as soon as I hear the game free to play,
Mm-hmm.
immediately cheaters.
Yes. Yeah. There's no skin in the game. That's the problem with free to play games.
Oh man, I was under the impression you had to own COD
No.
to play it, but wow, it's going to be free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Warzone and DMZ are both, you know, free to play essentially. I know. I just did a rain. Brought out the rain clouds. I know. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, it's like I don't know, like what's their anti-cheat? Like I don't play Warzone, I don't play
yeah.
COD. You know what I mean? Like I would assume it's pretty decent because I don't really hear about
Mm-hmm.
cheaters all that often in COD, but I'm also not really in
Right.
that. You know, I follow like a couple of like people that I kind of vaguely know
Yeah.
that do play COD, and like, yeah, I don't really know what
Yeah.
that whole scene is like, but damn, free to play.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Scary path, but
Yep.
hey, you know, monetization with skins and battle passes is now the way. You know,
That's
so
the way, yeah. Absolutely. All right. So now let's talk content creation. What made you hit the go live button? Where did that, where did that interest come from?
oh geez. So man, this goes back as far as like the Modern Warfare 2 days.
Yeah.
This is where I started making content. So I used to make Call of Duty commentary videos because back in the day I used to watch people like a lot of people will remember this, but you remember Machinima Respawn?
Okay.
So I got into that and I was like looking at all the other creators and I was thinking, my God, I really want to be a part of like Respawn, and like, my God, if I could get like one video on that channel, you know, it'd be so big and like I could do this. And at the time I was very much limited by the internet speed.
Yeah.
So just to put it into perspective for you, when I would make a video and I would render it, so rendering it back then, like I'm literally talking like a day where I can't use my computer and just let the video render. And then it would take like 30 hours then to upload that video to YouTube.
Holy shit.
So we're talking like a multi-day process just to like render and then upload the video.
Yeah.
Back with like the equipment that I had at the time. And I did that for a long time. And I got like pretty good success with it. But then just like, you know, school and other things. And I just like, I couldn't stay on top of it. And then I think my parents were also like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, what is this bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
So that kind of like went by the wayside. And then I like started college, and then I didn't do anything during college until I got to second year. I started uploading again, and then did that for a while. And then I got screwed. I got like, I think they were like malicious copyright strikes.
Oh, shit.
That kind of screwed me. I couldn't really do anything because my channel got demonetized. And I was like, I wasn't big enough to, like, Jesus, was Twitter even a thing back then? You know, because like these days, you know, you get a bad strike, you just tweet about it. And it's like, hey, what the fuck, YouTube, help me, blah, 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 you know, and then you get a response. But like back then, there wasn't any of that. And then again, then the year after I started a new channel, I was doing like Let's Plays. I was really into like the likes of PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Back then, PewDiePie was actually one of the few like Let's Players I used to like watch back then. I used to love his content. I still do. I still actually watch him.
Yeah.
This, you know, this many years later. And this one other YouTuber who was like probably my biggest inspiration and biggest reason why I wanted to start doing this in the first place. His name was SSOHPKC.
Okay.
He was he still does upload occasionally. Took a break there for a long time recently, and he was a part of a group called the Creature Hub. So he was in a group of content creators. So there was Immortal HD, there was Uber Hackster Nova, there was what was his name, Kutra, there was Dan's News and Reviews, I think was his name, and then there was even like Gassy Mexican was in the group as well, along with good God, like Sly and a bunch of other like awesome creators. And they all moved to a house together in Colorado. And I remember like watching it and thinking, that is so cool. It was like my dream.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, they're all just living together in this house, just playing games and making YouTube videos and stuff. This is so cool. And he was like my favorite.
Yeah.
And man, I kid you not, this dude used to upload like 3 videos a day, and I'd like watch every single one of them. Like I'd watch fucking thousands of his videos. And he was like the biggest reason that got me into it.
Oh, wow.
And then when we kind of got to the time where I was deciding, right, I'm leaving college, I want to go, you know, do YouTube or something.
Yeah.
This is when Twitch was kind of becoming the new thing. Like I'd started watching Summit and you know the likes. And a bunch of other streamers at the time, but mostly Summit. And I did that really cringe thing that like all streamers really hate. I donated him $5 and I said, hey man, I'm gonna like fucking drop out of college and I'm gonna like, you know, try streaming. And I said something like, do you think I can like, you know, make a success out of it from starting from zero or whatever? And then I remember he just said like, it was something along the lines of, hey man, you know, if that's what you really want to do and, you know, your heart's in the right place and, you know, you can do anything, man. I was like, you can do it. And I was like, yeah, give it a go. And then that was kind of my last sort of, honestly, that was like literally the last $5 in my bank account. So it probably wasn't like an intelligent thing to do, because I was very much in a place where I was like, am I fucking stupid? Like, am I really going to do this? And then I don't know, that kind of just gave me the push to like, I have Summit seal of approval.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, and then not so long after that we moved and like we started doing stuff, and here we are.
Wow.
I guess, yeah.
That's so cool, man. Think about that. You were like, your last $5 could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And now, you know, you're here. Moving to
like,
Texas.
God, yeah, because like, Jesus, if he had said something like negative about it, like, or called me like an idiot or something, like, I might have been really bad. I might have called the whole thing off. No, I don't know. Like, show probably would have talked me around it or whatever.
Yeah.
But
oh my God.
yeah, and then I guess the simple thing to answer, like hitting the go live button, was at the time it was either, we were going to do YouTube or we are going to do Twitch.
Yeah.
And Twitch at the time seemed like to play.
Yep.
So that's kind of simple as, really. Yeah, it just seemed like a good idea at the time. Yeah.
Now, going back when you were talking about the rendering, wasn't that the worst? Like halfway through the night or something like that, you get an error and then you'd have to restart that. Oh my God. I remember those days. Those painful.
So I got quite lucky. I didn't really have like the rendering errors.
Yeah.
What did happen was the internet at my mom's house really sucked. And back then, if anything happened, anything at all, like any little blip or any little, problem or whatever, your internet speed dipped for a second, it would fail the upload.
Oh God.
And you couldn't just like continue uploading from where you had started. You had to go all the way back.
Oh, jeez.
So there was multiple times where like uploading one video could just be like multiple days.
Yeah.
Like you could be looking at 3 or 4 days if you got unlucky.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
So yeah, that was, God, I very much vividly remember that being a problem. Yeah.
Oh God. So now when you started going live, what was those first games? So was it Diablo was the one that you started streaming?
So God, I used to do a bunch of stuff. There was like Diablo 3, there was PUBG with my friends that I used to game with all the time, and League of Legends, because Show plays League, so we play League, and then I did stream a little bit of WoW.
Yeah.
Like that didn't go anywhere either. Like that was, like streaming. I basically picked like the worst games I could possibly stream at the time. Like it was a terrible idea. But I didn't Show and I had no idea.
Right.
We didn't understand the landscape. We were very new to it. We were still learning everything and what to do with it all. And then after Tarkov, I pretty much only streamed Tarkov for a really long time. I did used to do back when I had like a much smaller community, we used to do like, we'd play golf with friends with like the community, and we'd do like, I used to do a lot of horror streams. I still do horror streams occasionally.
Yeah.
But back then it was like, whole month of October, horror games. I did for like my first few years, and then, community games like golf with your friends and like a few other kind of games like that. So.
Oh, okay, cool. And now, do you go back and remember that first time somebody who was a stranger came into chat, and like, were you like, oh my God, somebody who doesn't know me is in here and they're actually watching me play?
Yeah, so like, Jesus, some of my like earliest community members, like one of them still around today, Alucard. He since changed his name to the real Chip Skylark, I think is his name now. That dude basically kept me company for months. Wow. It was just him. It was pretty much like just him. A few other stragglers here and there. And then like I got a few other viewers. Like there was T-Mist. There was what's her husband's name? Tree Sunder. And then kind of people from Pepp's community. Yeah. When we started like playing together, like they would come hang out. So there was like NV and Captain D and like all these other like really cool people from Pepp's community started kind of hanging out with me when he wasn't online. Yeah. And I very much remember like some of the names, because I still think to myself, like when I see them coming into chat now, I'm like, holy shit, hey guys, what's up? And then one other dude, Insert Logic as well. He was around a lot. He actually is a speedrunner now, and he streams and stuff. He's doing great with it too. He's fucking really good at speedrunning. Oh, no so he comes in every now and again and like tells me, hey, I got the record for this or whatever. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go. That's awesome. Let's go. I feel bad because I'm probably like forgetting people, but man, like there's been so many people over the years, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's incredibly grateful for the people that did come around in the early days, because that's really the hardest part, you know, like those early days where you're just streaming to yourself, and it's a very lonely thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's worth it, you know, once you get through it.
Yeah. And now it's so neat to hear, you know, you're talking about relationships that are multiple years. They're probably stronger relationships with people who are online versus your IRL, you know. It's such a cool experience. Yeah, I mean, look, no offense to one of my best friends literally in the world since I was a kid, Dara, you son of a bitch. This motherfucker told nobody, right? Moved to Lithuania, and then like
he just posts like he had a kid with no idea. You know, he was having a kid.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, thanks for telling me, dickhead. And I was like, sorry. I was like, but yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Jokes. He's still one of my best buddies. You know, but yeah, no, it's definitely been the dynamic like where a lot of my friends online now are, because I still see some of my buddies from like school and back when I was a kid and stuff, but like, man, I definitely don't see them as much as I used to.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just the case of I'm always interacting with the people that I've met on Twitch over the years, and it's just a natural kind of, well, I guess you're my friends now. And that's it's cool though, because man, I remember going to my first convention and just like meeting everybody, and it was just, dude, it was so cool. It was so nice. Yeah, it was just, everyone was so awesome. But I was nervous that everyone was gonna be weirdos and shit like that. It wasn't the case. Everybody was so cool, man. Everybody was great.
That's cool. Yeah. Now, you bummed you're missing out on TwitchCon right now because the move happened right in the middle of everything?
Yeah, because we were going to go, but like the thing about the visas is you don't know when you're going to get them.
Yeah.
And we had said we were going to go. We had flights booked and everything. We had flights booked, hotel booked. We had everything booked. And then we ended up canceling them and getting refunds and stuff because, once you get your visa, it's like, go, go, go.
Right, yeah. You don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, and I am feeling some major FOMO right now. For real, I'm very sad I'm not at TwitchCon because I want to go see my buddies. I want to hang out and chill. And San Diego's really cool too. Yeah. And but there'll be other cons.
Absolutely, dude. In a month from now, you'll be in Texas with with the boys.
Exactly. Actually, literally, and within the next month, I will be in Texas living there.
Are you ready to live close to Baddie though?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, Baddie's, dude. Baddie is, you probably don't know this. A lot of people probably don't know this. So I found out about Baddie through Show.
Oh, no way.
Because I think Pepp and Baddie met and then they were friends, and then like Show started watching Baddie's stream, and then she was telling me like, this guy is going to be fucking huge.
Yeah. Because
Baddie is, he's just, first off, on top of being one of the nicest people I've ever met, like, dude's an asshole, but I love him. You know what I mean? Like, but
King says the same thing. So yeah, I think you're onto something.
He is one of my favorite people. But I remember watching his stream too, and I was sitting there going, "Fuck yeah, this guy is going to be big. Like, this guy is so entertaining. He's got so much energy, and he's fucking awesome." And like, I remember like I hosted Baddie like every night for ages. I just like hang out there, man, and just have a good time. And watching him go from like whatever he was at back then, like he wasn't, he was tiny, he was just starting, and dude, watching him go from there to like where he is now, and he's just fucking killing it, dude. He's
awesome.
Killing it. It makes me so happy, man. It really does. It makes me happy to see like my friends doing well.
Yeah.
And it's just great, man, to see shit like that. People that like really deserve it, because it might be like Baddie's had like a tough go of it, man, and had some shit happen over the years and shit, and like, man, he's really like, he really deserves like where he is and what he's got, and I'm so fucking excited to be able to hang out with him and shit, and just go for drinks, or like go do something, or like get into D&D, or like you know what I mean? Like, I'm just
shoot some videos, man. This is gonna be blast.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't describe like the rush of shit that I get to my brain like when I think about it. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm
fucking stoked.
I found him probably maybe 8 months ago, and it was like he kicked off the music, and I was like, oh my god, this is the energy that is just and it's like and seeing how well he's done. It's so good to see.
Yeah, Baddie's the kind of streamer where like you go in there, you're either going to have a good time or you're going to have an epileptic fit. That's it's one or the other, man, with Baddie. But either way, you're going to have a good time.
Absolutely.
Right, you'll have a good time.
When him and Kings get together, I had Kings on a while ago.
Dude.
And that dude,
oh my god.
Kings is thinking about moving down there with them. It's like, oh my god, dude, can your liver handle that? It's like, oh shoot.
Yeah. Oh man. Speaking of some of my favorite people in the world, man, Kings. I have all the time in the world for Kings. Like, dude, these people are, like, I tell chat this, like, these are the kind of people in my life that where, like, if for any reason, like, Baddie texted me tomorrow, I need you here.
Yeah.
I would be on the next fucking plane out of Ireland. You know what I mean? I would do anything for these guys, because, man, we've all kind of been in it together from, like, when we kind of started, like, we're all we're all kind of from the same sort of time zone, I guess,
Yeah,
from
the
where
era.
we started. And it's just like, God, I'd literally do anything for those guys for sure. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Hopefully get him on one day. Cause yeah, like I'm sure his stories be legendary. Like, and yeah, it'd be great. So,
Oh, Baddie?
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we got to make that happen. Absolutely. Yes. 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 Yes.
So now your partner story, so you started Twitch back in the early days. What was, the tools you had then and things like that? I got to think it's become leaps and bounds from what it is today.
Honestly, not really.
Okay.
It's very much like the same.
Oh, shoot.
Because like, I mean, for me, like I hit go live.
Yeah.
Over the years we got like ad incentives and like, the affiliate program's still the same, the partner program's still the very same. Stupid, convoluted, brain dead mess that it is now.
Yes,
that's in my opinion the dumbest
steps
thing.
backwards.
Like, it's so stupid, and I just like, oh my god, it frustrates me so much because it could just be streamlined so easily.
Yep.
But like over the years, like all this really happened with Twitch is they've just kind of made things harder for everybody. It's like we're at a point now where like I'm strongly considering like when I go to Texas, I'm going to be putting a big focus on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like, with the way Twitch is going, like, dude, if I might just end up a YouTube streamer in like a year or two.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just from the side of like, it doesn't make sense anymore.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get more money, you get more discoverability, you get, everything is just kind of brighter on the YouTube side of things. And within the next year, like YouTube are going to have like a great interface. They're going to fix everything that's wrong with it because they're really putting a firm focus on doing that.
Yep.
So if Twitch doesn't, pull their finger out of their bums, we might see a shift. But
well, and you've already got your foothold in YouTube with your content already. So that's you've got a presence over there already. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, one of my biggest regrets, I would say, is not like focusing more on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think I should have, definitely done that more than trying to prioritize on Twitch. But things happen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start doing like other stuff in Texas and see how that goes and really start experimenting with stuff. But
cool.
Yeah, I mean, I got partnered pretty much a year after I started.
Yeah.
I got partnered when I was going to my first TwitchCon. It was like October 16th or something. No, it was September. Was it September? Yeah, no, because my subathon was my streaming anniversary. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm butchering this. Yeah, I basically got partnered like a year after, and it was after like 6 attempts.
Oh, wow.
Putting in the thing. At one point, I was averaging like more viewers than I average now, and I still wasn't a partner.
Well, wasn't it different? Wasn't it harder to get partner then than it is now?
Well, it was still 75 concurrent viewers. I even had one of the guys. His name was Parky, and he was a partner manager from the UK. And it's really dumb how we got partnered. So stupid. So what's supposed to happen is you apply, and then you get an email from Twitch saying, "Congratulations, you're accepted to the partner program," or "Unlucky, we think you're shit. Do it again." And that's how it's supposed to go. So what happened was, Sho was away at home. Sho lives on like the other side of the country in a place called Wicklow. That's where her family's from.
Oh, okay.
So I was here, and I was like, I think I'd like just woken up. She was on the train back down to me. And what happened was she messaged the dude on Twitter. It was like, "Hey, so our partner application's been in for a while. We haven't heard anything back." And then he like DM'd us back on Twitter and was like, "Oh, are you guys not partnered? Hang on a second. We were supposed to do this a while back. Check your dashboard. You can turn it on and blah, blah, blah." And she was like on the train, like crying because she was like so happy about it. I was just like, really? This is how we get partnered?
So anticlimactic,
Yeah, I was like, this is how it happens. Like, what do you mean? So, like, I mean, happy it happened.
Yes.
But like, it's just kind of like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
What's going on? But yeah, it was a very, very strange way to find out the news. But that's how it happened.
That's awesome. Yeah, I heard when Gibbon was on, he was saying he found out he got partnered on his way to TwitchCon in Europe. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah. obviously very like I think it was in the airport, right?
Yeah. Yes.
He was like standing in line. He was just
Yeah.
like, oh my god! I remember seeing the picture, and then like I think Show and I were like eating breakfast or something,
Yeah.
and then she's like, oh my god, Gibbon Partnered. I was like, what the fuck? It was like such great fucking timing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Couldn't have been better.
No, absolutely. So now, over the years, what has been the hardest thing about hitting that go live button every day for you?
Oh man. Okay, so this is going to be a case of I feel like anybody who watches this that streams or especially streams Tarkov will absolutely understand. Like, dude, there was days where I would wake up and like I wanted to stream, but not Tarkov.
Yeah.
And I'd wake up and the first thought that would cross my mind would be, oh my god, I have to play Tarkov today. And like I'd be like sitting in my office just like hovering the go live button and I'm just like,
Oh god.
Because over the years, like there was some bad times to play EFT, but that I remember like there was definitely a portion of time where like I was also like depressed and stuff, and I was going through like a bad time and shit wasn't right. But like since I've been to like therapy and like I've kind of figured a lot of that shit out, and I'm like much better now. But some days it's just like hard to get on and play something you don't really want to play.
Yeah.
And it's no fault of the game, and it's no fault of obviously like my community, like they're great regardless, but and sometimes it's hard to just get on and do it when you've been doing it for 5 years, 6 years, every day, and like people don't understand that it's like, oh, why aren't you playing Tarkov? Like, what the fuck, man, you play Tarkov? And it's like, yeah, man, I've been playing Tarkov for years, dude. Like, Jesus Christ, I just want to play something else for a while, like, God, let me like have a break,
Right,
and I get it because people found me through like YouTube and Twitch and like, oh, you're the Tarkov guy, and I get they come to my channel expecting it. So it's kind of on me for not doing more variety and kind of branching out with like YouTube and stuff. But that's that was probably the hardest thing is the days where you just really don't feel like playing your main game.
Yeah, because when you hit that go live button, you need to be on. You can't just be half-assing it because people won't stick around. Oh
yeah, no, there's definitely been times where I've gone live where I shouldn't have. I was having a bad day or whatever. I was like, fuck it, I'll just go live, and in a shitty mood. Then I'm like, why the fuck are people even watching this? I'm just annoyed. I'm angry. I don't even want to be here. Like, what's going on?
Oh,
but
man. Now over years. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's just something you learn over time. Just there's just some days where you just shouldn't be live, and that's that's okay. We're all human beings. We're not. We need variety, and sometimes you just need a break. That's it.
Yeah, because what you guys do is not easy. People think it's just playing games, but you're sitting there 8 hours, 12 hours sometimes. Just that human interaction is not there, other than what you're reading in chat, and to do that, it's not easy.
Yeah, like I will say, like I've obviously had like a number of people come in over the years. They're just like, oh man, why did you get a real fucking job? Blah, 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 blah. And like, look, I'm not saying Twitch is the hardest job in the world. I'm not saying that, but I'm also saying, it's definitely not the easiest job in the world either, because people don't understand like what goes into it. Like you're basically confined to your office, whether you're, making YouTube videos, or you're making TikToks, or you're posting on Instagram, or you're, keeping up with Twitter, or you're actually streaming. It really consumes your life. And it's like one of those things that like when we first started, like, dude, every waking moment was Twitch, YouTube, Twitch, Twitch, and like, I just say to those people that think it's easy, like, well, why don't you do it?
Yeah.
You do it. It's definitely not the hardest job in the world, but it's definitely not the easiest. And like people forget too, like, dude, we don't get healthcare, we don't get retirement plans, we don't get
holiday pay or sick pay.
Yeah,
or that.
It's literally, if you're not live, you're not getting paid. And it definitely has its drawbacks, but God, I fucking love it though. I couldn't see myself really doing anything else. Yeah.
So do you still get excited when you're able to hit that go live button every day?
Yeah, like I mean, there's days where I'm like, like I'd be excited, like if I'm playing like one time I was playing Ready or Not with Deadly and Pepp.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna be fucking great. Woo! Or like, when like Elden Ring came out, or like, streaming the games that like I'm really excited to play for my community, and like you like share that together, and it's just a lot of fun. And like the horror streams are a good time too. Like, man, the subathon was like one of my favorite times as a
Yeah.
streamer. Like I was live for like 18 days and, you know, sleeping on camera, and like, it was really funny. We had this like weird dynamic where like people were coming in while I was sleeping just to watch Hell's Kitchen, because I was playing Hell's Kitchen while I was sleeping. So like I'd wake up and we had this routine where like, you know, I'd get coffee and we'd sit here, we watch an episode of Hell's Kitchen, and then we get into whatever we were doing that day. And like people were talking about, oh, I hate that guy. Oh, I love this dude. I hope this guy wins. It was funny. And then just I barely played Tarkov at all. I did so much variety, and I just did all these games I wanted to stream over the years. I had such a good time, man. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite times on Twitch.
Yeah. All right, well, let me follow that up with what has been your favorite time? What are like a couple of the greatest moments that you like look back like, shit, that I can't believe I did that. You know, can't believe I got to go here or whatnot.
I mean, like one of the biggest things is obviously just like, dude, just being able to travel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just like being able to go to Boston and San Diego and San Jose, and like go like to Amsterdam and like meet all these amazing people, and just I remember going to my first convention and just like meeting everybody and just thinking, this is just amazing. Like, so that is definitely one of my big moments. Yeah. Is just being able to do that. And then other things like, I mean, I remember when I first started streaming Tarkov and just like starting to see the growth and like getting people in and like getting regulars and like, you know, experiencing like new wipes and updates and being like so excited because like the community was so niche.
Right.
And this wasn't a case of like everybody knew everything. And it was just like, you know, a continuous discovering of things because it was a community effort kind of thing. And it was super fun and super exciting and different. I still get excited when Tarkov wipes come around, but yeah, those are some of my favorite moments. And then like, you know, being invited to like play in like Twitch rivals and shit like that, and just even like in Amsterdam, like they had us play Marauders like on stage, and that was like it was fucked because unfortunately the internet in the place was really bad, it kind of, you know, we didn't really get to do anything. But you know, just even being like invited to do stuff like that is just like insane to me. You know, yeah, it's just super cool. I've been able to do so many cool things, and then I'm sure, you know, in a couple of years from now, I'll look back and I'll think, wow, we moved to Texas.
Yep. All and because of playing a video game and streaming on Twitch.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just, it's opened so many doors. I will never not be grateful. Yeah. Regardless of how Twitch goes, I will always have a place where I'll always think like, if it wasn't for Twitch, like so many like awesome moments in my life just wouldn't be possible. You know what I mean? For myself and for show. Obviously, show is, you know, huge part of it as well. Yeah, definitely. Oh my Lord. And now what, you know, if somebody's going live for the first time, what advice would you have for them? Oh, these days? Yeah. Oh, that's super easy. So you're going live on Twitch. Something I'm going to tell you, don't get affiliated, don't get partnered. Same thing on YouTube. I don't know if YouTube has an exclusivity agreement, but the best thing you can do right now, go live on Twitch, have all the chats open. You're going to be live on YouTube at the same time, TikTok at the same time, Instagram if you can, whatever streaming platforms, Facebook, all of this. You're going to be live on all these platforms at the same time. Yeah. And then what you're going to do is you're going to edit your highlights and you're going to put them all on YouTube, and you're going to consistently upload like 3 or 4 videos on YouTube a week. And you're just going to keep doing that until you get to where you want to be. Yeah. Don't get affiliated. Don't get a sub button. Don't get partnered. Just have a PayPal thing there if people want to PayPal donate you to support you. And that is the best thing you can do. Yeah, being partnered these days and being affiliated these days is not what it used to be. Yeah. And it is not the correct decision for growth. Because once you get locked into that exclusivity agreement, you're screwed because you can take advantage of all these other platforms. So that's easily my first piece of advice. My other piece of advice is if you're in college and you're doing well, don't drop out to try this. Okay. I've said this until I'm blue in the face. I got lucky. Okay. I met the right people at the right time, and it was fucking lucky. Okay. Because it could have just as easily gone the other way. Yep. And there's so many streamers out there that are just on 3 viewers and just have been for years. And it'll, you know what I mean? It's just, there is luck involved. Yeah, it's very hard because, man, everybody streams these days. Yeah, the discoverability is not, you know, like for Tarkov, you're going down 10 pages to find, you know, people who are, you know, running 3 people. Yeah, and like people don't do that. Like I put an example in chat one day. I was like, okay, guys, let me show you why trying to grow on Twitch is pointless. I opened the Tarkov directory and I scroll down and I scroll down and down and down and down and down and down. And then I started getting to the people that have, 20 viewers, 15 viewers, 10 viewers, 5, 3, whatever. And then I was like, lads, I'm not trying to be mean here. Who's scrolling down here?
Right.
Like, yeah, maybe you'll get some people doing it to go and look for specific people, but most people that come to Twitch will go, oh, Tarkov. I like Tarkov. And then they'll click in, they'll see Landmark, Pestily, they'll see Dr. Lupo, well, when he was on Twitch.
Yeah.
They'll see all of the other streamers that are, 1,000 plus viewers or whatever, like Glorious and all those other guys. Willer, yeah, exactly. And they will click those.
Yeah.
They might, if you're on the first page, they might go, oh, he looks cool. Click there. But like, they're not scrolling. No. They're not scrolling down to find them. And this is why you have to do YouTube. You have to do TikTok. You have to be on everything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're screwed. You're not going to go anywhere. Unless, as I said, you're exceptionally lucky or you're like the God's gift. And I don't even know these days what that would be.
Yeah.
Like the Tarkov directory, to where you garner that much interest that you can grow your channel just by being a Twitch streamer.
Yeah. It's excellent advice. Definitely. Now, you've been doing this for a while. I talked to Deadly about this. Do you get recognized now when you go out? Because he lives on a small little island on the Eastern Canada, and he told me some funny stories. Now, how about you? Do you go out there and it's like, hey, are you?
So there's been a few times. There's one guy, Irish Achilles. He lives in town too. So every now and again, he'll see me. He's driving by. I go beep beep. I go, oh hey man. No, but that's that's just like somebody I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, it was actually quite like overwhelming at cons.
Yeah.
And thought it was kind of scary because I was not used to it, and it was like people were coming up and they wanted to take pictures and stuff, and it was like really cool. Like I was like, what the fuck? This is so sick. I feel like Jennifer Aniston on the freaking Hollywood Walk of Fame or whatever the hell. And it's very cool at cons and stuff. But like at home, there was one time where I went to the shop and I was walking. So what happened was, Show was making curry. We didn't have any naan bread, and we didn't have anything else to like go with it. We didn't have rice and stuff. It was I guess shopping delivery wasn't coming until like the next day or something. So we were kind of like out of stuff. I was like, what do we have with the curry? And she was like, I'm gonna walk up to the shop there and get chips. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. So I walked up, and I remember now as well, I had to go up and grab a package from another store. So I walked up there, got the package, and then Show was like, yeah, get chips on the way home. So have that with the food. I was like, all right. So I'm walking down, and while I'm in the store collecting a package, there's like a bunch of kids outside, and they're like, they're going to like school.
Yeah.
And this one dude in the group like kept looking at me, and I was just like, what's going on with this guy? What the fuck? Like, I didn't even consider that maybe he recognizes me or whatever. So I get my package, I walk down, and then they happen to be going to the same place I'm going to. So I go in, I get the food, I'm waiting there, still looking at me. And, my food's done, I grab it and I start like walking home. And then like, as I'm walking away, he's like still looking at me like out of the corner of his eye. And I'm like, man, that guy's a fucking freak. What's going on? Later that night, after Show and I have dinner, I go live and I'm streaming away. A couple of hours later, this dude comes in. He's like, hey, were you up at Gala? And then you went to go get chips and it's out here. I was like, dude, like you were looking at me like a serial killer. Like, why didn't you just come say hi? And he was like, oh, I was nervous. I was like, why? Just say hi. It would have been way less weird if you had just said hi to me. But yeah, it was that time, and then that's really it for like times I got like recognized in Ireland. I don't recall any other times, so yeah, that was the one time. But I also don't really leave my apartment very much, so
right. Yes.
Actually, it was funny. Mr. Gibbon walked past me in a supermarket one day.
Yeah.
And he was like gonna say hi, but he didn't. And then he came into chat. He was like, "Hey, did I see you and your missus in the shop today?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess we did. Why didn't you say hi?" He was like, I didn't want to bother you, whatever.
Yeah.
And fucking laugh about it now, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's funny. Yeah.
That's great. So let's talk Tarkov. So what's your take on the state of Tarkov right now?
So nothing majorly controversial. I I just overall kind of think it was a bit of a boring wipe.
Yeah.
We didn't get like a lot of content, and a lot of people are taking a break.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, from the perspective of like, you know, somebody who like streams the game and like creates content for the game, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think people should take this time and they should take a little break and they should enjoy other games and branch out and start doing other stuff for a while. And then I think next wipe's going to be sweet.
Oh, yes.
And I've just kind of been half-heartedly kind of playing it, and honestly mostly just playing it to kind of shit talk with chat.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, I had to reset my account as well because we hit that goal during the subathon. So I was like level 45 or 46 or something, reset my account, and now I'm back to like 38 or something like that. I'm taking it super slow.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of enjoying the process, and people are like, oh, why aren't you like max level yet? And I was like, dude, like the wipe's probably not going to be until like Christmas.
Right.
You know, like I've said this, and obviously I don't know if it's true, but I would assume our next wipe is probably going to be Christmas, New Year's.
I would think so, because you're not going to,
you know,
they're not going to do a wipe soon and then do another one at Christmas when, you know, historically they've always done wipes around Christmas.
Yeah, because some people are like, oh, what insider info is this? Can you confirm this? And I was like, lads, I'm just saying I think it's going to be then. Like, this isn't fact.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, based off, you know, previous years, this is what they've done. So
yeah.
The way I look at it is like, you know, we can kind of just chill until Christmas.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when Streets comes out and we get Lightkeeper and maybe like new bosses and new traders and new quests and all this other stuff, you know, it's just chill.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this wipe, it's been okay. You know, yeah, problems with cheaters, usual shit, desync, lags, bad audio, blah blah blah, same shit, different year. You know, it's yeah, I mean, it's fine.
It's still fun to play. There's still nothing else scratches that itch though. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's still fun, you know, and it's just you know, we're kind of all in the same boat. We're just waiting for new content, unless you're a new player, in which case, you know, you're probably having a blast.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's fine.
Good.
Yeah.
And we also got, you know, arenas coming at some point too.
And arena, yeah, arena could be really cool. Yeah. I did a custom game with Friendly Guy the other night, and we had 6 people from his community, 6 people from my community, well, including me and Friendly Guy. We were on either team. We were like the captains, I guess. And we went into offline raids and we played like Search and Destroy. Yeah, where one team would defend one round and then one team would attack another round, and it was super fun. Awesome. And that just made me think, like, man, when arena comes out, we'll just be able to match make into this kind of scenario, and just it'll be dope, man. I think arena is going to be really big for EFT. A lot of people don't think it will be, but I think it's going to do well. So I'm excited to see it.
Well, this branches off into the next line of questioning. You know, you're part of Evasion, and I think arena and Evasion, that, you know, we're going to see teams come up, and I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so I feel really bad because I remember telling Sigma, like, yeah, I wanted to do like competitive stuff this year, but like I just haven't. Yeah. I just haven't really been like feeling it, you know. Partly because of burnout, partly because kind of lack of a drive to play and go for Kappa and stuff. Because maybe next wipe now I'll go like much harder, and I'll try and be, you know, a better player, I guess, because I've been playing like shit recently, because mostly because I don't really care. Right. And there's not really anything I can do to kind of fix that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yep. I have to be like excited.
Your heart's got to be in it, and it's just not there right now.
Yeah, but I think, like, yeah, when arena comes out, I could definitely see myself like really getting into that, and like, you know, we're very vague on the details now, but I think that it'll be big. Yep. And I think a lot of people will enjoy it, and I think it'll be a good growing point for Tarkov, and I think that teams like Evasion and other teams that are going to come along will start getting quite serious when that comes out, because it'll be the next kind of step. Right. Before we get eventually, I guess, custom games where we can design the rules and we can invite people, and within like the main game, or maybe they'll just put that in arena where we can create custom games, and, you know, we can have all these cool game modes that like Sigma comes up with. That's going to be like the next stepping stone for that. So I guess we'll see, but I'm definitely excited. Cool. Yeah, definitely excited to check it out.
And now, for those who don't know, how would you describe Evasion?
So Evasion was the first like competitive Tarkov team, and it's just filled with amazing people. Like, it's just filled with dope creators and great players, and pretty much Sigma and her husband have been running those Evasion tournaments for Jesus, God knows how long now. Yeah. And they've gotten so many people through so many like boring wipes and stuff, just by telling them that we've got a tournament coming up soon. You know, you're going to have money, you're going to have gear and all this other kind of stuff. And then, you know, people within the community have like tons of friends through Evasion, and it's been a great way for people to grow and network and just have something else other than Tarkov that kind of excites them to play again. Yeah. So major shouts out to Sigma. I don't know how she does it. I'd have lost my mind. When I think about the stuff that she has done, it just blows my mind. And it's so much more than just like a competitive team. It's a community, and it's a major like passion project, I guess. And I think it's only going to get bigger and better as, you know, time goes on. And I hope it does for Sigma, and she gets plenty of opportunities out of it to make some hella bank. Because she absolutely deserves it for the like just ridiculous amount of work she's put into it with her husband. And yeah, they're killing it. And I'm happy to say that I'm a part of it. Excellent. And it's fucking really cool. I do nothing as a part of it. I just have the tag, but you know, I'm happy to be a part of it nonetheless.
The production value on their tournaments are just they're top notch. They're on par with other top league esports, you know, events.
Dude, so I've casted Evasion stuff before, and like I'd be in the call with Hotel, who like runs all of like the production side of things. And he's like in our ear, but the stream can't hear him. So he'll be saying, all right, transitioning 5, 4, 3, 2, we're going to switch to gameplay soon here. And then like while he's in your ear, he's like, oh, and we've got this fact about the game and that fact about the game, to kind of keep the caster commentary going. And like, obviously there's no real need when you have like people like, I guess, myself and like other Tarkov streamers who kind of know pretty much everything there is to know about the game. Like we can waffle on and we can talk about maps and we can talk about the players and stuff, but like the information that he's giving you while you're casting is basically not forcing you, but like legitimizing it to the point where almost like, you know, if you're casting League of Legends, it's more engaging if the casters are talking about why certain people are doing things or certain statistics on the game, or, you know, certain moves that are being made, because a lot of people that watch competitive like esports want to know why. So having like veterans on to be able to explain why certain people are moving a certain way or doing certain things, and then having all this other information in your ear that you might not even think of, is super great for like driving the commentary towards something way more cohesive for people to follow. And it's just being behind the scenes on that and watching what they do is mind-boggling. How they've done it. It's crazy. So much work goes into it that people don't even know. I would love for them to stream a production on like another channel while it's going on, just for the people curious to see how it works, because it's incredible. It's really amazing what they've done.
I've had Garlemon, I've had Brian Baru, just the behind the scenes people, and dude,
the boys,
dude, and also Show's a part of the back end piece of it as well, right? She's involved with Evasion quite a bit.
So Show manages the social media. So Show's often inside when Evasion tournaments are on. She'll be watching the whole thing, and she'll be grabbing clips, and she'll be tweeting about who's winning what and doing what, and like posting all the best clips from it and stuff. So she's involved with it as well.
That's awesome.
It's an amazing like ecosystem that they have of like support staff, and then like, you know, you've like the show with the social media, and then you've got all the players and the community and like the production side of things, and it's just it runs like damn near flawlessly. The only time there are ever fuck ups with Evasion is when like the Tarkov servers go down during a tournament or something. You know, it's like the only fuck ups they have is stuff that is completely out of their control.
Like
and
a wipe is coming. It's like, oh shit.
Okay, we have to reschedule. We've got a wipe or something. Yeah, exactly. But it's amazing, man.
Oh man. So now, you know, when it comes to other content creators, is there anybody out there that people should check out that you know that may be flying under the radar, or just people need to go watch them a bit?
As far as like Tarkov creators,
any creators, and any of the ones that stick out in your mind.
Oh man, I mean, like I obviously got to shout out the homies. Like, you know, you've got Baddie, you've got Pepp. Like, even though Pepp doesn't play Tarkov, like Pepp came up through Tarkov and DayZ and stuff like that, and he is like, not only is he like one of my best friends, but like, you know, he's a great fucking creator too, man. You can't watch his stream and not laugh. If you just want to be entertained, like watch Pepp. You know what I mean? Mr. Gibbon, same thing. Hilarious dude, and he's just great, great energy, super positive. And then like you've got geeks.
Yes,
who doesn't love geeks? Hayes, Dan Exert, Dude, there is just countless awesome people. You got kings, you fucking man. Like I feel terrible now because I'm probably leaving people out, but like there are like it is so like you could take a dart and just and you will find it hard to find somebody who isn't cool in the EFT directory. Like it's great, man. And yeah, it's been awesome to be a part of, and it's just filled with just amazing, incredible people that all support each other.
Isn't it amazing? I'm 100% agreeing with you. Like, I started into the community really last year, and it's been so welcoming. I've never experienced other communities, but everyone's just there to help. It's, everyone, it doesn't matter if you're a small streamer or big streamer, everyone's getting together and helping each other out.
Yeah, I think it's maybe because I guess the EFT community, like now, it's kind of been around for a while, but I mean, a lot of us understand what it's like coming up, because I think people forget that like before we were where we are now, we were all 3-viewer streamers back in the day, and we were all, nervous to like network with each other and like make friends, and like, like we know what that's like, everybody you watch has been there, except for a handful of people, like let's say maybe Shroud, who kind of he got his fame from like Cloud9 and like moved to streaming, so he was always kind of a lot bigger than people that were just starting out from zero. But I think it's also got to do with like we're a much older kind of community. You know what I mean? You don't really see a lot of much younger people, like maybe I was going to say Willers, but like when I first met Willers, he was 20? And like I remember we were like kind of found it funny because like we were afraid like we couldn't get him into bars in Boston because he wasn't over 21.
Oh my god.
So like and even at the time, like Willers isn't that much younger than me. He's like what, 25, 26 now, something like that. But God, that's even kind of funny to think about. But yeah, I think just the crowd in general is just much older that plays EFT, and it's not like other communities where you've got, and like there's nothing wrong with it, a bunch of teenagers, and but I also think that with a younger community comes like a lot more drama, a lot more bullshit, a lot more clicky bullshit, and just Tarkov doesn't really have that, and it's just everyone's just there to have a good time, everyone's there to chill, everyone's there to hang out and make friends, and it's not a very there's not drama. There's no fucking drama in the directory. Like sometimes, this dickhead got caught cheating, and then most people are like, who cares? He's banned, whatever, and move on. And it's just, I think that's mostly probably the age difference between the community and the creators. So that's probably why.
Yeah, definitely. So now, when you sign off for the day, what are some of the things you like to do when you're, because you're always creating content, you're always working your socials. But when you have those moments when you can do something other than, content creation, what are your things? So funny thing. So a couple of weeks ago, we had the moving people come. They took our couch, they took our TV, they took a lot of our furniture and like other things that, we're bringing to Texas with us. So recently I've just been in my office on my PC, and Show's been in the sitting room on her PC, a big empty room just with her PC in it. And man, the thing I miss the most is just like finishing stream, going in and just sitting down on the couch, hanging out with Show and just watching TV and just winding down, because now it's like, well, if I get off my PC, there's nothing else to do. I guess I could just get into bed. But yeah, after stream, I'd go in, I'd make some food, sit down on the couch, watch some TV, hang out with Show, chill with the cats. But these days it's just been end stream, sit here, watch YouTube for a while, get into bed, maybe like watch some anime or something. And there's not really a whole lot to do right now in my life that doesn't involve sitting on my PC. So I'm very excited to get the couch back and the TV back and sit on the goddamn couch and watch some Netflix and just be mindless for a few hours. But excellent. So now when you move to Texas, what's that first week going to be like, you figure?
Oh shit. So Show already actually has like an Amazon list of stuff. So we can get like same day delivery. So the day that we get there, we've got like the bed frame coming, mattress, then there's going to be, I think, like, kettle, toaster, all the standard things that we'll need. And then I guess it'll be, setting up the PCs, and I'm actually going to have to go buy a new PC case, motherboard and stuff, because I'm not bringing my PCs. Because I couldn't ship them, and then bringing them on the plane would end up being like more awkward and more expensive than just going to whatever like tech store.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of the name of it.
There's
but
Best
you prob-
Buy and stuff like
yeah,
that.
Best Buy and like Walmart and
Yeah.
like whatever other place sell like PC parts. So I'm bringing my graphics card,
Yep.
my processor, my RAM, my hard drives, and I'll just get a case
Yep.
and a motherboard over and a power supply. And then day one will be putting those together. Probably spend the entire day trying to get everything working, making sure the internet's all good. And then, God, I can just imagine it's just going to be a mess, dude. It's going to be a mess. Trying to figure out like where do we go to buy groceries and what's figuring out how to get a fucking car and like all this other shit.
The logistics,
so
yeah.
There's a lot of logistical things, and then probably we're gonna spend some time exploring and seeing what's near us, and figuring out what we like and stuff, and probably going for lunch with the guys, and should be fun. It's gonna be a mess, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, you will have a time of your life, absolutely. Oh man.
Hopefully.
Yep. Oh, definitely. Well, dude, you survived the podcast, and I can't thank you enough for doing this. You were very generous with your time, and I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, of course. As I said, I saw other people were coming on. I was like, man, when is he going to ask me? I like doing podcast stuff. That's fun. So thanks a million for having me on, and I appreciate I appreciate you inviting me on and letting me come here and talk shit.
Dude, it was awesome. I love the story. I love, just the passion you have hearing about your mom, and it's just, dude, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's I know sometimes it's nice because like we don't really talk about this kind of stuff very much. I guess we kind of keep our sort of more personal things somewhat more personal on stream. We talk about it, but not kind of like putting it all in one place, I guess, for people to hear the story and stuff. So
And now before you go though, now you got to call out somebody who's going to come on the pod. Pepp called you out. He threw you under the bus, said you got to get tweaks. So now it's your turn. Who's coming to the pod?
Oh, Baddie.
All right.
Baddie.
You made
Absolutely
the twist his
Baddie.
arms. I've tried different channels, but when you get to Texas, tell him he's got to come.
Yeah, I will absolutely. I will message Baddie. I'll say, hey, you got to do this podcast. Okay. Okay.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you so much, and you have yourself a wonderful day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for having me, and enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever time it is, wherever you're at.